dude, that was a good ending. For the plot being, like, okay... I'm gonna talk about the plot. The plot wasn't bad, but, that was a good ending to this plot. Also, I think this song is gonna get copywritten. I hope it doesn't. I sure hope it doesn't, because I'll have to record a video for the review. But anyway... let's just hope it doesn't get muted. But anyway, that was a pretty good ending. You know, the way Karin just sacrificed his life to make a better future. So that worked out well, the ending. Alright, how do I want to do this? I had to review the game, like, now. Because, you know, this took a lot longer than I thought it would. But I think I'm going to make it work. I'm going to start by talking about the good of the game. Because the game does have some good. Despite how I said things. I love this opening so much. But, the music is phenomenal. The music is really unique. I like the theme of some of the areas and the track that plays when everyone was helping during the Karin fight was neat. So the music's really top notch. That's really all I have to say. Presentation, the game looks beautiful. I love the art style. I love the way the cutscenes are displayed, and just the game in general makes really good use of Unreal Engine 4. And being a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game. So the game looks nice. The music is good. And now's where it gets a little complicated. We're going to talk about the gameplay. I do think the gameplay is fun. The game is really fun to play. Using psychokinesis, chaining different SASs. Especially using different SASs to get through boss fights and stuff. Like going from like clairvoyance to like Gamma's sclerokinesis. It's really cool how you can use SAS to, like, increase the depth of the combat system. And, it was really fun, basically. Most of the bosses were fun to fight, except the Dominus Circus. There weren't many bosses, actually, now that I think about it. Most of the bosses were, like, mock battles with the other SAS members. But those were pretty great. Either way, gameplay was probably the best thing. The only gripes I have with gameplay are, first of all, you can't run from most battles, which is just a terrible decision. I think you should be able to run from, like, almost every battle. There could be some you can't run from, but not being able to run from, like, 90% of the fights was kind of lame. Because it just drags on the dungeons. Other gripes. There are times when the combat gets repetitive. Combat is fun, but, like, there are times when, like, you know, the dungeons drag a bit. Especially the last, like, 2 to 3 dungeons drag. Also, side quests are just boring and tedious, and I just stopped doing them because they were just not fun to do. But yeah, gameplay is just great. Honestly, I also love, Bond episodes were neat. Although I'm going to talk about those in a minute, about what they could have done differently. Alright, but that's basically all I want to say that's good with the game. Like, phenomenal. The music was really phenomenal. The graphics looked great. The combat was really fun, although it had its gripes. Now we're going to get into, like, controversial territory, because, like, I have mixed things to say on the story, and I have mixed things to say on the characters. So, we're going to talk about that. Bond episodes will be merged in with the characters. But anyway, the story's pretty good in this game. It starts off, you know, relatively simplistic. It's an anime game. It starts off relatively simplistic. You know, Yuito wanting to be in the OSF because he got saved by someone who we know later as Kasane. And, I'd imagine Kasane's story would be different because Kasane... What I got from Kasane's character was that she wanted to learn more about, like, she was only attached to her sister, and she wanted to learn more about interacting with others. So I'd imagine Kasane would have more development. But, the story of this game was pretty okay. It had some moments where it fell flat, and it had some really cool moments. It started off really chill, but then, like, once you get to, like, the end of Phase 3, stuff just happens. Yuito and Kasane get separated, so I'd imagine with Kasane, the story's a little different. But with Yuito, because I played Yuito's story, so we're going to talk about Yuito's story. But in Yuito's story, we learn about Karin being bad, or Karin being against us in the end of Phase 3, and we learn about Siren. Siren is the opposing group of New Hamuka. And then, basically, the game is kind of a slow pacer, I feel. Like, there are lots of moments where it just feels like your one goal is to, like, find out the truth of New Hamuka and Siren. The pace at which the plot moves is kind of slow, I feel. It definitely feels like you're not doing much for a while. And, that's neat and all, you know, finding out the truth of New Hamuka and Siren and all that. It's really cool, but, like, there are times when it just feels like nothing's happening. But, I really like... I'm just gonna say this with the plot. I like how it gets in the end game. I love it when, I kind of hate the part I think it was the part that when Kasane and Yuito were separated that I didn't really like, and I feel like could have been handled better. It's just kind of odd how, I'm not really sure where to insert this, but I'm gonna say it now, but it's kind of odd how in the plot during Bond episodes, the characters are like against each other. You have Kasane trying to kill Yuito, which eventually you learn why. I feel like the game also keeps you in the dark for way too long. But, basically, I feel like the way the characters are like, hey, we're against each other, but let's still go to Masubi's and talk and hang out. It's just kind of weird. Like, Kagero, Kyoka, and, Arashi all were like, yo, let's just go out, and although we're enemies, we could still talk like normally. It's just really weird. I don't know, it just kind of took away from the whole fact that they were enemies. But, yeah, we never really got much development on Siren. I'd imagine you get more development with Siren in Kasane's story. With Yuito, we learn more about his family. And, you know. By the way, I think the beginning of the story, pretty cool. Getting to meet the OSF and going to the OSF, pretty simplistic. There might be a cutscene here. The middle is just kind of drags, I feel, like, you know, being kept in the dark. It's neat that they're fighting on opposite sides, but you just don't know what's going on for a while. The end was great, though. I feel like the end was phenomenal. Learning more about, like, Alice, and Karin's a pretty neat character, a pretty neat villain, and what he did at the end makes me like him even more. But, the ending was really good. There might be a cutscene.
Okay, so this is what we could find out. We'll need to do a more thorough investigation, but most of it coincides with the history we know.
But there's... Major General Fubuki, we've received several reports from all areas that the extinction belt has dissipated. And the Kunad Gate suddenly disappeared. What in the world happened here?
I'll send a detailed report later. First, we need to contact the New Himuka government.
You're here too?
Alice?
How on earth is she back?
What? Why are you so startled? Oh, you're with them too, Hanabi? What?
Alice. It's you. Wait. If you're here, then what about... Then... what about Karin?
Karin? I don't know him. Do I?
What on earth? 3 months from now.
I was thinking of going to Kunad Highway tomorrow since it's ready. I'd be happy if you'd all join me.
How on earth is Alice back?
I don't really go for superstitious stuff like that.
I've never done it.
You should come along. You too, Luca.
It sounds like
I
a lot
want
of
to read
fun.
the article when it
What
comes out.
preparation should I make?
Sure. I guess I'll join you.
Oh, Yuito.
Sorry, am I late? Major General Fubuki isn't here yet.
Well, let's hang out until everyone gets here. The weather's nice enough.
Oh, I get to talk to everyone. My goodness, I don't know if I have time for this.
These cherry blossoms are as beautiful as ever. Even though history changed, Seto and Nagi, their deaths weren't erased. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hoping for a miracle. But I guess I need to face reality. Anyway, how have you been feeling?
Oh my goodness, this is gonna take so long. I have to talk to every single character.
I'm fine right now.
I can still use my power, but thanks for your concern. You're always worried about other people. I think that's amazing.
You're still the same. You always look for the best in people.
What? That was sudden. I'm embarrassed.
You took me in after my mistakes and showed me the right way. I'm grateful.
I'm grateful to you too. You were always saving my butt. Also, I think you and the others guided me a lot too. So, I guess that means we found a path we could take together.
I see. Maybe Yuito platoon felt so nice because you were the one in charge. You could call it a family. I don't have any family left, but the warmth I felt in the Yuito platoon was just like it.
Family? Then I guess you'd be the oldest brother.
I'm basically the same age as Chairman Sumeragi.
Well, but your body is still young. You decided to stop acting old.
Right. I still have a lot of life to enjoy.
Don't make it sound like a chore. You have to ease up. You're so serious. Oh, right. We should go to that gyoza place again. I registered an account on their app.
You too? I actually registered on the app as well. Okay, let's go try out some of the new stuff on the menu next time.
Alright, that's really cool, but I don't have time for this. Can I save my game? No, I can't save my game. This sucks, chat. I don't know what to do. There's no way I'm going to be able to talk to everyone. Like, I can't. I don't have time for this. Hey guys, I don't exactly know how I'm splicing this into the video, but I'm going to put this in the finale of Scarlet Nexus. I had to end my stream before talking to everybody because I didn't have time. All I did was talk to Gemma. Gemma was the only one I talked to, so now I have to talk to the other characters, but I'm gonna splice this in somewhere so we can still see the dialogue. So we'll do Arashi next.
It seems that you and Kasane have something to do with the fact that we're the only people who realize that history has changed. When the world was altered, we were connected to Red Strings users through SAS, so we became observers as well. Well, it's all speculation. Regardless, that time travel power is incredibly strong. If history was going to change, it could have made someone else head of PR. Ugh, I'm beat.
You do seem pretty busy lately. You're booked for constant interviews, so you don't have time to slack off.
If you understand, then take over for me. I really am going to quit being the PR person, I mean it.
Yeah, okay, Arashi.
You say that now, but the fact that you're going to keep working in the OSF means that you're worried about Major General Fubuki.
Oh boy. You really do have some obsession about siblings. How many times do I have to tell you I don't care about my brother that much?
Obsession. Well, I'm a younger brother, so maybe I want to dream.
Are things not going well with former Chief Kaito?
The thing about family and siblings is that you can't cut ties that easily, even if you hate them. And sometimes, those ties aren't cut when you thought they were. You know what I mean, right? So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
I see. Those are some grim prospects.
Yours aren't as complicated as mine. So you should help out Major General Fubuki. When the timeline changed so that Alice was alive and Karin never existed? I think... When the timeline changed so that Alice was alive and Karin never existed... I think it's been tough for both Luca and your brother.
Dude, these subtitles are so off.
Ugh, good grief. Are you trying to say that since you're a younger brother, you understand people who have older siblings who make their lives difficult?
Well, more or less. I'm sure you didn't need me to point out that you and Major General Fubuki have a special bond.
You're such a dreamer. We don't have anything like that. Besides, Fubuki isn't a kid. He decides how he wants to handle this history. I may be his sister, but it's not my place.
I see. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's none of my business.
God, you never change. You're frustratingly good-natured. You know, you should be worrying more about yourself.
Really?
But that is also your strength. It has to be exhausting, though. No, don't worry. I don't plan on quitting the OSF for now. Fubuki isn't even part of my consideration. There's a lot of benefits to a stable job once you learn all the tricks to slack off.
Okay, got it. You're staying because of Major General Fubuki. That's a relief. Good on you.
So you're going to pretend you didn't hear me. You might actually have what it takes to be a politician.
Good thing I didn't do all this dialogue now, because this is gonna take a while. We're doing Kasane last and Hanabi second to last. Anyone else does not matter, so we'll do Luca.
World where Alice is alive. This is what Karin wanted. Though it is only in hindsight. What my brother did, I believe it was wrong.
Yeah, but he atoned for his sins.
But I think I felt his thoughts for a moment at the end there. I don't agree with him. But for now, I am trying to accept this world. By the way, did you have your brain examined?
Yeah. My power was acquired, so they said I have a very high chance of losing it.
I see.
Don't look so down. I said I don't care about it. I'll be alright.
You really are strong. I must bolster myself so I don't fall into despair. You climbed the mountain with me, so I can't look glum in front of you.
You don't have to pretend to be happy. Karin was...
I know, and I appreciate that. However, I want to push my limits here. The fact that my brother vanished is confusing. But whatever this world is now, I did have a brother. If this is the world my brother wished for, then I want to watch over it and be a part of it as well. I want to be strong for that. Stronger than him.
Yeah. Even if Karin was the one who created this current timeline, it's up to us to create the future.
Are you planning on retiring from the OSF?
Nothing gets past you. I've already put in my request. I'll be back to being a civilian after I take care of a few things. I can't stay in the OSF if I lose my powers.
Even if you didn't lose your power, I think you would have still chosen retirement. In order to protect this country differently from the OSF.
You think so? You might be right. I realize that there are a lot of different ways to help people.
Yes. We will both do what we can to create a better future. I want to use this given power to carry out my duties in the OSF. Even if it was given to me, I should use it to the fullest. I've come to terms with the many parts that make me who I am.
You truly are a Septentrion. So reliable. I'll keep doing my best, too. We might be going about it differently, but I'm sure we're striving for the same future.
Oh, it is important to maintain your physical health after your retirement if you're going to accomplish something significant. I can help you come up with a training regimen.
So that part of you hasn't changed. You really are amazing. Okay, don't make it too tough, though.
Alright, I do like Luca. That hasn't changed. Shitten, what's up?
It wasn't Karin that started a rebellion with Seiran, but another OSF soldier. He's a known veteran, and I recognize his face. But I don't think he's an equal to Karin. However, history is taking almost the same path. It's something that's beyond human comprehension. Oh yeah, I heard you've been having some trouble. Crows are all over you.
It's my family. Now that Kaito is out of the government, the press has turned on him and are just saying whatever they want. Since I was part of the operation that got rid of the extinction belt, they've been hounding me. It's the same with you, right?
That's true, but you have the advantage of being a Sumeragi. Public opinion and the press just latch on to what's easy to understand. Most people don't try to see what's really going on.
Oh, are you actually worried about me?
That's not what I meant. I was just checking because it wouldn't be good if it got in the way of our missions.
I'm fine. It's not like I'm being chased around by the crows all day, every day. Things will settle down eventually. Oh, but I might already be retired by then.
I see. If you retire, you'll be a civilian. Weak. You can sit and watch me climb the ranks.
That'd be my worst nightmare.
You don't change, do you? Though you're right. I won't be able to fight the others anymore. I won't be able to go watch the thunderclouds outside the city like we did either.
Apparently, New Himuka's climate changed after the extinction belt disappeared. We might get a chance to see lightning up close again. I wouldn't be opposed to taking you. You can thank me later.
Wow, conceited much? It would be nice to see them with you again.
Alright, nice. Kyoka.
Yuito. Chairman Sumeragi, your father? This new history didn't change what happened to him. The sins of Togetsu didn't change either. I plan to atone for assisting them. I hope I can help with the dismantling of Togetsu as well. What are you going to do? I heard you were retiring, but what about after that?
Oh, you heard already?
Of course. I was the leader of Kyoka platoon, so I'll hear things amongst the command.
Right. For now, I'd like to do some studying.
You're choosing to go to school over being in the OSF?
I also have to clean up the scandals around the Sumeragi name.
Oh, then I might be able to help you, too.
Huh? What do you mean?
I also plan on retiring once things calm down. Since I'm testifying to what Togetsu did, it would only cause trouble if I stayed in the OSF.
I see. I guess that's what it means to bring what Togetsu did to light.
If I leave the OSF, there won't be anything tying me down anymore. I think I can also convey the efforts Chairman Sumeragi went through to protect New Himuka.
But why? Even if you feel responsible for Togetsu, what my father did...
Is Wakana being happy not a good enough reason?
My mom? You mean when you were monitoring my mom?
Yes. Chairman Sumeragi certainly took part in some inhumane activities. Even if it was allowed politically, he can't be forgiven. But that's not everything Chairman Sumeragi was. He got in the way of Togetsu. He was assassinated because he tried to protect New Himuka from Togetsu. I'm sure of it. The chairman's merits and demerits should both be made public. That should be detailed in Togetsu's materials.
I didn't think anyone would look at it that way. I'm glad. To be honest, I was a little depressed about it. Because some people say the Sumeragi family was controlling New Himuka for their own interests. My father and brother did some horrible things.
That shouldn't be all. It should all be brought to light. I'll help you do that.
Thanks. Even if it's the hard truth, I'll face it head on.
Alright, neat. Wataru.
The history we know only exists in our heads, right? I think we should make a memorial before our memories fade. I'm gonna write down the history that we lived in a historical novel. It'll just be fiction to the rest of the world, though. I'll need your help, too. Of course, I'll do everything I can to support you when you need as well. Just like always. Even if you quit the OSF, that won't change. This is just between us, though, okay?
Okay, Wataru doesn't say much, as well as Haruka. Because they don't have Bond episodes.
I was thinking maybe I would apply for the Lunar Surface Survey project. I want to see how people lived on the moon. Then maybe I'll sort of understand what Togetsu was trying to do. Telepathy probably won't reach here from the moon. I wonder if Wataru will cry because he misses me. I'm just joking. Even without my power or SAS, I'm still connected to my brother and everyone else. It's like an ability that's more than a power.
Alright, so we do Kagero, Sugumi, Hanabi, and Kasane.
It looks like the cryogenic sleep chambers stopped functioning when Babe went down. My old associates were taken into custody by the government. Well, they can't do anything without Babe anyway. I'm in a pretty bad spot, too. Well, I guess it's obvious they're suspicious of me as well. There's also the thing with Chairman Sumeragi. I'm on release without indictment, hunting others for now, but I'll probably be arrested soon.
I see.
Don't look at me like that. I know you want to say I told you so.
I want you to pay for what you did, but I don't feel smug about it. You're one of us, even if you did some bad things.
Don't you find it hard to live with that personality?
I managed to make it to 16 like this, so no.
That's true. So what are your plans now?
I'll retire. I won't be able to stay in the OSF if I lose my powers. Besides, there's a bunch of stuff I want to do.
Then come visit me if I get thrown in prison. I'd like to know how things are going and how Tsugumi is doing.
Oh, dude, I'm on it.
Okay. My brother might get caught too, so I can visit you when I visit him.
Hey, am I just an afterthought?
I'm kidding. Besides, Major General Fubuki said that your sentence would be lighter because of everything you did to help. That's why instead of worrying about what will happen when you're caught, you should worry about what you'll do after.
After that? I'm sure I'll be discharged from the OSF. I heard the Lunar Surface Survey project will be going forward, so I'll probably help with... No, it's still a little too hard to go back home to the moon. I'll probably just stay here and clean up the Togetsu mess. I've been on Earth for a while, but I've done so much lying in my life. It might be good to finally live honestly for once.
Then teach me about politics.
Why me? Do I look like I'd be good at it?
Weren't you the commander of the colonists? I looked it up after Kasane told me your real name. You're actually really good at politics.
Oh man, it sucks to have so much information about you etched in history. Well, I'm tired living a life of lies. It might not be so bad being your tutor.
Kagero's pretty cool. Alright, Tsugumi, Hanabi, and Kasane.
Blue sky is beautiful. The sun feels warmer than before somehow. I'm sure the animals are happy the extinction belt is gone too. We have to put the hideout's potted plants outside sometimes. Kagero helps me with that. So, did you help with the hideout's plants?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I put them out, give them water and nutrients. Was that bad?
No. I'm glad you took care of them, even with everything that's going on.
It's because I took what you taught me seriously. The spathiphyllum buds are getting pretty big.
You can actually pronounce it now.
I'm glad.
Yeah. I'm just glad that they can bloom at the hideout.
That's not it. I was glad to stay in your platoon.
What? Oh, you mean when Major General Fubuki said he would reorganize us?
Yes, I was a little worried then. Of course, I decided to stay in the platoon after some careful consideration. That decision was about parting with the OSF. I don't handle change very well.
But you still came with us. Thanks. It was really reassuring when you decided to come.
I need to thank you, too. You've given me so much courage. You became my friend, and told me I can be who I am.
You're making me blush. I barely did anything.
I wish I could be in Yuito platoon forever. But that won't happen, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I won't be able to stay in the OSF if I lose my powers. And besides, there's a bunch of stuff I want to do.
It's important to do what you want. It's a little unfortunate, but we'll still be friends, won't we?
Of course we're friends. And student-teacher.
You're like the sun to me, Yuito.
What?
Because plants need sun to grow. Even if you leave the OSF, I know you'll be working hard somewhere. That's enough to keep me motivated to grow.
Then you're like the soil to me. The land, earth. Even if we're not in the same place, let's do our best where we are.
Let's have a competition to see whose flower will be prettier. I won't lose.
These characters are fine, but they're definitely not as good as like Persona 5 or Three Houses. Like, I definitely would never think of these characters. I just think there was a lot of missed potential. They had their good moments, as I said. I'm not going to review the game again because I already did that. But, you know, they're fine. They're serviceable.
Aunt Alice is really nice. But there are still times I just don't know what to say to her. Oh, my mom and dad left a message. They told me to invite you for dinner. Food tastes better when you eat with friends. It's just like when we were little. Oh, I heard you put in your resignation.
Yeah, I made up my mind. Once everything calms down and the OSF is back to business as usual, I plan to retire.
So it's really true. Well, I'm sure there are so many things you still want to do. Do your best in your new life. I'll do my best in the OSF. I guess, well, we should both do our best.
I guess that's a good summary, but you're right. I mean, I feel safe leaving the OSF in your hands, Hanabi.
Really? I'm not good enough to say that you can count on me, and there are so many obstacles I need to overcome. But I'm confident that I won't give up.
I know. It's not easy trying to live up to your ideals, but I know you can do it.
It'd be really neat if Hanabi finally told Yuito that she likes him right here and now.
Thanks. Just watch. I'll prove I can. And I'll be watching you too.
Yeah. Oh, didn't you say you had something to tell me?
Oh yeah, I think she's gonna do it.
I can't say yet. But be ready, because I will tell you someday.
Oh, come on, Bandai.
Once I become the person I want to be.
What do you mean, be ready? I don't really understand, but I'll be waiting until you say it's time.
Oh, I've been teased there. That's a tease. I thought she was finally gonna tell him. Alright, Kasane, you're the last one. You're the waifu.
Major General Fubuki is late. Maybe we should contact him. By the way, don't you want to talk to everyone?
Oh, we don't have to talk to everyone. I'm glad I did, though. Oh, do we not get a moment with Kasane? I'm good, though.
No, I'm good.
Oh, hey,
Sorry for
Fubuki.
keeping everyone waiting.
When's the last time everyone got together like this? I'm glad to see nobody's changed.
It hasn't been that long. I've been so busy I actually lost track of time. Man, I need a break.
That makes sense since you've had to deal with the media every day. Seriously, good work.
It appears there hasn't been much change with the others in this area.
While new others haven't appeared since the extinction belt dissipated, it's not like the ones already here just suddenly went away.
Yeah, looks like I won't be retiring anytime soon.
How funny that I'm retiring before Gemma, and Gemma is like over 50 years old.
That's right. We need to keep protecting everyone.
I heard they're going to change the other reports to a system that tracks them on the surface.
It looks like things are going to start changing around here, little by little.
All right, let's do what we came here to do. That should do it. I want to thank everyone for coming today to honor him.
So we're the only ones who remember Karin.
The world changed, but we weren't affected by it.
Erasing his own existence like that? I never would have thought he had it in him.
Maybe it was the price to change the world the way he desired. Although I'm sure he doesn't look at it as paying a price. Why do you have to go off and make me an only child?
He will exist as long as we remember him. We know that he was here in this world.
Yes.
Well, are you guys ready to head home?
I wouldn't mind taking out a few others around here on our way out.
Ugh, such the diligent soldier. Who in their right mind asks to do more work?
Yuito,
Oh, we do get a moment.
how are your powers?
There haven't been any big changes so far. I'll stay in the OSF a little while longer, then retire once everything calms down a bit.
And after that?
Well, I've got a lot on my mind in terms of what I want to do. It might sound conceited, but I want to change the world so duds like me have a place in it. I'd also like to face what my father and brother have done. I'm a member of the Sumeragi family, after all. And there's the other particles as well.
Other particles? The extinction belt is gone.
Yeah, but it's originally from space, right? It could appear again someday, since we didn't get it at the source. That's why I think we should study the other particles more closely, so we can eventually prevent, or even cure metamorphosis.
I had no idea you had so much on your mind. Does that mean you're going to get involved in politics?
Sounds that way, huh? Although, I'm not really cut out to be a politician.
Really? From what I've seen of you lately, I bet you'd be good at it.
What, really? I don't know if it'll suit me, but I'm thinking about going to college. I want to study politics, and not because of who my dad was. I want to change New Himuka. You've made your decision too, haven't you?
Yes. I've decided to go. There.
To the moon. We'll be pretty far away from each other. But at least I can always look up at night.
Every one of us is born alone. But even though we're alone, we can connect with each other. Where we are doesn't really matter.
Kasane, I'll keep living, no matter what.
Oh, it's such a good moment. To the unknown future. Nice. That's a really good moment. I love that final scene. Save clear data, yes. Let's save this up right here. Third file slot. That was really good. That was a great way to end it. Yuito and Kasane are probably the best characters in the game. They're probably one of the best things in the game. Does this force me into an NG+, I wonder? Obtain Phantom Art, Phoenix, and Mock document can be exchanged at shops. X new game unlocked. Perfect. You don't have to do new game. When you clear a new game with either Yuito or Kasane, X new game will be added to the title screen. You can start the game again, maintaining your levels and items. Oh, you carry over stuff. When clear save is low, you'll restart from the hideout. There are more quests in each area. Who cares? I do not like the side quests if they're anything like the side quests. But yeah, in case it wasn't obvious, I'm definitely not doing any post game with this game. Oh, is this the new title screen? Title screen words. Oh, that's really cool. That's really neat. Anyway, that's gonna be the end. I already did the outro and reviewed the game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to like find a way to put the Gemma part with this, and I'm gonna just right about now I'm gonna splice in the part where I reviewed the game. So you'll be seeing that right now. The story really gets better at the end. In the beginning, it's neat, you know, getting started. The middle just kind of falls flat, like being against Kasane, and you just are kept in the dark so long and nothing really happens. But the concept of trying to change New Himuka is really neat and very Persona 5-esque, but I think it does it pretty well. But obviously, the story isn't perfect. It has its problems. It gets very convoluted with the time travel. I have no idea how Alice is back, and I don't even want to wonder. But I have no idea how Alice is back, and I have no idea what... They said that history changed or something, but the plot got a little convoluted with the time travel. The plot just felt convoluted for most of the game because you really didn't know what was happening, but the plot was pretty good. It was genuinely pretty interesting. However, I think what could have made it better, I'm going to say it right now, is the characters. Like, I don't think the characters are bad. There are some neat characters. Hanabi was really cool. She's best girl. Luca was neat, and Gemma was also cool. The characters are fine. But comparing these characters to like a game like Persona 5 or Fire Emblem Three Houses or just any Persona game, any game, a Tales of game maybe, but comparing these characters to like RPGs I play, these characters felt a little underwhelming. Kasane and Yuito aside, I thought Yuito was an interesting character. You know, Yuito kind of wanting to go against his family name because they're bad and he wants to change the future, kind of do his own thing. I thought Yuito was very neat. Kasane was also very cool. I feel like I would like Kasane a lot more if I did her story, but Kasane still was really cool, you know, how she and Yuito developed a good relationship, and how she was the one who saved them in the past, so I thought that was really cool. The link between them was neat. The other characters are just kind of like... Their Bond episodes had interesting stories, like Hanabi finding her reason to fight, and finding her reason to do stuff because she was kind of lost and she didn't really know why she wanted to be in the OSF, and Luca wanting to train for, like, lack of his size was kind of neat. Tsugumi wanting to open up. They had interesting arcs, but, like, at the same time, in the main story, they really suffered. I feel like they didn't really add much in the main story. Like, it was kind of just like Yuito, Kasane, Yuito and friendship, basically. It really just felt like they were his sidekicks, and I feel like in the plot, yeah, they said stuff, but, like, they didn't really add much to the characters. More importantly, I feel like what affected the characters was their banter. They didn't really have much chemistry with each other. Like, yeah, you had chemistry with Yuito and Hanabi, and Yuito and Tsugumi, for example, or in Yuito and Kagero, but, the chemistry with each other was lacking. Like, I forgot that Arashi was Fubuki's sister. And I obviously remember that Luca and Karin were siblings, but Arashi and Fubuki have, like, barely any interactions. I just feel like the interactions with each other were lacking. Like, you never see Shiden and Hanabi or Shiden and Luca ever get interacting with together. I mean, I know it's a big cast, so I'm not expecting much. But even then, the characters just felt very one note, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like, I love Hanabi. She's great, but she's not, like, I'm not gonna ever say, like, oh, Hanabi's the best character. If I'm playing a different game, I'm playing Scarlet Nexus, I'll be like, Hanabi's the best. But if I'm playing a different game, I'm never gonna say that Hanabi is, like, the best character ever. Like, the characters did their job right. They did fine with what they had, but they could have been done better. Especially, like, Shiden and Kyoka and Arashi, it's because we haven't had them in our party that they didn't really get much development. But, they had interesting stuff about them. Kagura was interesting, you know. The fact that he came from the moon and wanted to help his family. Kyoka also knowing Yuito from when he was little and, kind of revealing stuff. It was neat. There were, like, little moments in the characters that were cool, but that's not really their characters themselves. I just think that my two favorites are probably Luca and Hanabi, honestly. Obviously, Yuito and Kasane. Outside of Yuito and Kasane, my favorites are Yuito and... No, Hanabi and Luca. But the characters were fine. They did their job right. They were serviceable. But I'm never going to look back and say these characters were great. I feel like the characters not being interesting enough in the main story was the main reason I was like, this game isn't as good and doesn't warrant a second playthrough. Like, I'm not invested in this cast. You get what I'm saying? I just didn't feel invested into the cast. They felt very one note, and they had their good moments, but not enough, especially in the main story. Most of them were in Bond episodes. Also, another thing with Bond episodes, they felt really random. The only ones that felt consistent were Luca's and Hanabi's. They felt very... And Tsugumi's. Tsugumi's was about her trying to make friends and finding the plant. But mostly it was about her trying to make her first friend besides plants. Luca and Hanabi had genuinely straightforward Bond episodes. Luca wanted to train and meet up to Karin's respect. Also, the dud concept is interesting. You know, Luca kind of wanting to make up for his power, for being a dud and all that. Was kind of cool. Hanabi finding her reason. Hanabi was kind of like she had the crush on Yuito and also finding a reason and all that. Characters like Shiden and Arashi, I guess Kyoka. Kyoka, I don't really know what her Bond episode theme was. I couldn't really tell. Kagero's either. Kagero's felt very random. And Gemma's was about, like, trends, and then it went to his friend who passed away in the OSF, and then it went back to trends, I guess, so Gemma's was a little all over the place. But, everyone else's Bond episode just kind of, like, felt random at times. It really just felt like they were just talking, but even then, the interactions didn't feel as compelling, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what it was. The characters didn't do as much. I'm a little disappointed in the characters. The combat was really fun, but outside of that, the characters weren't enough. I feel like that's what made the story suffer a bit. The story was good. If the characters were better, I feel like the story could have been better, but the story was a little convoluted either way, and the middle part was just kind of dragged, but the characters really just didn't make me invested in the story. But, you know, that's just how it be sometimes. But if I were to give the game a rating, probably a 6 out of 10. I was going to give it a 7 out of 10, but while I was doing that final dungeon, I was thinking a 6 out of 10. This is it's a good game. if you like JRPGs, action JRPGs, if you like Tales of, you might like this game. You might be disappointed by the characters, but and maybe the plot. The plot's a little all over the place, but it's a very fun game, I think. And I'm glad I played it, but I'm not doing Kasane's story right after. Wilmer, you showed up just at the end of stream. I did technically finish the game. I'm gonna have to record this part, talking to every character. I don't have time to talk to these party members right now. I talked to Gemma and that's it. But anyway, 6 out of 10 for the game I think is fair. The game was fun. I enjoyed my time with it. I'll do Kasane's story. Probably not for the channel. Probably for the channel. Who knows? Definitely not right away, though. Like, the game wasn't good enough for me to go through it again. Plus, I have other stuff to play. But, I think that's going to be it. I have to get going, actually. So, I'm going to end my stream here. So, those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you all enjoyed this playthrough. Actually, for YouTube, I'm going to record all these conversations. Probably not even going to talk during them. I'm just going to record all the conversations. Because I already talked about the game. I already closed out the playthrough, basically. So, this will be the closing out of the playthrough and all that. So, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But either way, I'll probably put the conversations in this video or something. I'll figure something out. But either way, this is the end of the playthrough. So, I hope you all enjoyed Scarlet Nexus. I enjoyed the game. But again, it left me with a lot to be desired. And it was a bit disappointing. But I'm glad I got it done. And hope you look forward to other playthroughs. I'll be doing Tales of games again, so that'll be neat. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.